Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for?
What's good with it? What's good with it? What's good with it? It's another week. It's another Wednesday. So you know what that means, man. It's a brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm your host, Pocket. How's it going, folks? Long time no speak. It's been a while. Been a long, long while. Well, 2 weeks anyway.
At least 2 weeks. But
The most is 2 weeks.
Yeah, the most. Well, how you been, man?
How am I? How have I been? Well, I'm doing great. Not as much as I can say for the Queen of England.
Oh, Lord. We're starting already. Okay.
What?
Okay.
It's true.
Well, folks, we just a disclaimer. Our special guest today, we had a little bit of some technical difficulties. So we're gonna bring her back on another episode, but make sure you check us out. What's good every week on every Wednesday, 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But anyway, you know what? We're gonna party like it ain't no end to come. I'm not gonna say party like 1999 because then them youngins go, oh yeah, oh. I got words for y'all. You can catch these hands.
So I just want to jump right into it. Let's talk about Robert Sarver, or I'm still trying to figure out how to spell that goddamn name.
Oh, I know how to spell it. It's SON space OF space A.
Let me finish it. Space BITCH.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah, that's how you spell it.
Okay.
Well, if y'all don't know, he's agreed to sell the Suns and the Mercury, which that's huge for sports, because if they get an owner that really wants to be there, I mean, the names are Jeff Bezos. You got Steve Jobs' widow. You got, I mean, the names are endless. Former minority owner of the Wizards. I mean, these are names that are thinking about buying this team. Can you imagine?
Well, let's back up real quick and just explain to the folks exactly what led up to this.
There ain't nothing leading up to it. The man did some dirt that tarnished the league. That's just that simple. Now,
well, explain to the folks that what he did.
Let's put it this way: it's not necessarily on the level of the Clippers dude, who's going to remain nameless. We're not going to bring his name up.
Oh, the motherfucker.
Yeah, the other.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not going to bring his name up, but it's not to that extent, but it's enough to the point as with which reminds me. Actually, you know what? I'm going to come back. There's another team I want to bring to mind. The Washington Redskins. They're still the Redskins. I ain't calling them Commanders. They're still the Redskins. How is he How the hell is he still an owner? How the hell is he still an owner? But then Sarver has to sell Mercury.
It's not the fact that he has to. Nobody's forcing him to sell it. He
has to if he wants to keep his money. If he wants to make
that part,
he has to. Just like the Commanders, right now, it would be the hot thing to sell it. And Dan Snyder is still. I mean, he's got a year suspended.
Plus $10 million fine too.
Yeah, and Sarver, he got a year suspended, but he decided, you know what, it'd be in my best interest to sell the team.
Now, do you think? Now, from what I've been reading, folks, the Suns is a profitable market right now for anybody that's looking to buy the Suns. It's pretty profitable.
I don't read, but I do like pictures. I like pictures.
Blessings and respect, True Lou. What's up, Mike? I see you. Salute.
What is up with this Bears mess? I guess isn't your daddy Aaron Rodgers? Oh, I shouldn't say that.
You're about to have him go off on you real quick.
I gotta just say Aaron Rodgers. That should be keeping quiet for a little while. But no, nothing but love. Nothing but love. What's up, Mag? Oh my God, man! My childhood friend Anthony Magwood's on. Good looking out, man. I see you. Nothing but love. But yeah, you know what? The Suns, like we said, are a hot team. They've been hot for a few years, and if they get the right owner, just like they could turn. I don't want to say they could turn into a Clippers because nobody wants to be the Clippers, but they could be a better version of the Clippers. And what I mean by that is they make the playoffs. They win games in the playoffs. Now just gotta get over the hump, and I think they can do it with the right people in charge. I really do.
Well, it'll be interesting, folks, to see just to see what's going to happen moving forward with this case.
Oh, but you know who I want? I know who won't buy the team. I know who won't buy the team.
Don't go there.
Why?
Don't go there.
You don't even know what I'm going to say. You know who?
Who?
The Queen of England. She ain't going to buy nothing. What? It's true. Am I lying? She can't buy nothing right now.
Speaking of the Queen, folks, do we even have to say condolences to the family? I mean, that would be the respectful.
Rest in hell. I mean, oh, what? Damn it. All right, so y'all, if y'all want to understand, I'll let you take that one. Because, I mean, it is your team. I mean, I can go on and on about it, but the last time the Bulls rolled in the Bears. Sorry, that caught my throat. Well, I mean, actually, the Cardinals didn't choke last week.
I was just about to say that, too.
I can tell you who did. I can think of 3 teams that did. 2 of them in the AFC North.
Be nice.
Be nice. I said AFC North. One of them's my team. That's why I'm not wearing their jersey.
Y'all got your ass smacked.
No, we didn't get smacked. We lost. As soon as Marlon Humphrey went down, the rest of the team, who are we supposed to cover? Well, let's leave Tyreek Hill wide open twice.
Came back.
But it was a historic week for football.
Historical.
There was 3 comebacks of 13 or more points.
One of them, my team. I should be wearing their jersey, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow for that.
But you know what's funny? Let's not even talk about football. Let's talk about Walmart for a minute.
Oh.
So I don't know if y'all seen it. There's a video that's gone viral. There's a video that's gone viral. But this Cowboys fan went horseback into Walmart, shopped, checked out, and walked out. And the horse was in cowboy colors too. I don't know why that should be animal cruelty what he did to that horse. Painting but I was done.
Yeah, so
I was done. I saw that, I was done.
Yeah, so that's crazy. It seems like they want to talk football, so let's go ahead and get into this football. He says that he don't follow the Bulls anymore, especially since they took the signing of the ball.
I read it the same way. It's like, oh yeah, Alonzo. He wanted us to read that. He wanted us to read that out loud. That's why he did that.
Oh man!
Yeah, you set us up, Mike. You set us up. You wanted us to read that out loud. You wanted us to read that out loud, and you got him because I wasn't reading it.
But you read that right along with me. So, hey.
You ain't lying though.
Oh man, but that's facts though. But let's go into football. Steelers had a bad loss.
Well, was it really that bad?
Was it? Yeah, it's kind of that bad.
It's the Steelers.
It is still. They were expected to win that game. They were actually favored to win that game.
I forgot, who did they play?
The Patriots. Yeah.
Who played? No, nobody picked them as favorites, did they?
Yeah, they were the favorites.
Because they know Belichick doesn't lose two in a row, and he doesn't start a season 0-2.
FanDuel, he was the favorite.
Oh, FanDuel, the ripoff.
Hey, I like FanDuel. Don't shout out FanDuel. You get my money right. But Steelers had a bad loss. Ravens had a bad loss.
The Bengals. Let's talk about Bengals.
The Bengals had a bad loss.
The so-called
Cleveland
defending
had a
AFC
bad
champions.
loss. The Raiders had an upsetting loss.
It didn't upset me.
It damn sure upset y'all Raiders fans, but hey.
Well, see, Mike, if you remember our prediction, I remember I said the Dolphins would be a sneaky team.
I told you Miami was my sleeper team.
No, you didn't say Miami.
I did. I picked the Bills out the AFC as my favorite, but Miami as the sleeper team.
Oh, out of the East.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did. But, in which we are kind of agreeing on, but I will say that, the fact that they're 2-0, I didn't expect that. I kind of, after that first half, I was watching the game, and they looked bad. They looked bad. But it was more or less once our key secondary went in shambles. Then you got people playing positions they ain't never played, I guess. I don't even want to go. That fourth quarter, I've never seen anything like that in my life. 28 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, for real.
I was just...
Let's talk about the 0-2 teams, though.
The Bengals.
Who's really in trouble right now that came out to be the favorite besides the Bengals?
No, I want to stay on the Bengals because all the whole world is under, was it Joe Cool, Joe Burrow this, Joe Burrow that. The man's been sacked 13 times. He ain't playing the same way. Guess because the league is on to him, so he better start doing something different. Because the league is on to you. Joe Cool, Joe from the Burrow.
So it's all rigged. To a certain extent, I would agree with you, but it's still enjoyable.
I don't know about rigged.
You don't think the refs are rigged enough to?
Not right now. It's too early in the season.
Well, of course not right now, but when it gets down, I think what he's talking about more so when it gets down to the nitty gritty of it. Dead in the season,
I'm
the game that matters.
I'm gonna tell you this way.
And the Patriots are playing.
Baseball and basketball are more rigged than football.
I can see that. Well, I can't see basketball as being that. Well,
we've even had former referees come out and say that they were told to call certain things and not call certain things. So that's easy. It's a standard. Baseball, the strike zone. Hello. It's so inconsistent with umpires.
Yeah, I would give you that. So, folks, I love you guys missed us. That's what that is. And we appreciate it. Gotta pay some bills. We'll be right back though.
Who's ready for some fun? Who enjoys a podcast where the host speaks about what's on their minds and doesn't hold back? PD&J, What's Good Today, is an open format podcast hosted by Pocket and J-Dub the King. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about music. Let's just have an interesting conversation. If you have any topics for us to discuss, email pdnjmediaproductionsllc@gmail.com. Tune in to PD&J What's Good Today every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube Live at JW the King.
What's up, y'all? This is Kitty.
Oh my God, I'm not messing with this. What's good, folks? Welcome back to a brand new episode of What's Good Today. I'm your host, Jay.
I'm your host, Kitty. If y'all want to know, so all right, real quick, y'all.
Somebody come and help me.
So, as you know, we got multiple streaming platforms, and because of how the comments work, we've got to have them open. So I have Facebook open right now, and when our commercial came up, it said, brand new show with Kitty and Jay. I was like, who the hell is Kitty? So therefore, I guess my name is Kitty. It's not PD. It's not Pocket. It's Kitty. So therefore, we're going to call, I guess I'm Kitty. So meow.
Don't you ever in your life
meow
do that shit next to me again. Ever.
But no, seriously, folks, it's all in good fun. 2 weeks off, this is what you get, right? You get with me. So I was like, I don't know. I guess I'm Kitty. But you know what? Our favorite New York bishop is back in the news with his congregation, his massive congregation of 12.
Okay, I can hold this in. Lamar Whitehead, whatever your name is.
Whitehead, Black Bottom.
You need to keep your hands to yourself. And that's not a threat, that's a promise. Just keep your hands to yourself, my man. Let's just be real.
Well, the thing is, he has a history of not doing it. So for him to start doing it now.
Oh, he gonna learn. He gonna learn.
One.
So those that don't know, Lamar Whitehead is that supposed bishop that out of New York that got robbed at one time, right? We talked about that. Okay, so apparently now he wants to put hands on female parishioners that was in his church, and then apparently he got arrested, but the charges got dropped.
Well, we don't know officially if that happened. That's what he said. We can take what he says with a grain of salt. But, and to give you guys a little bit more background, now somebody else came out that was a part of his campaign that said he robbed him of $54,000 or something like that.
I told you somebody got robbed. Somebody mama got robbed.
No. We already knew that because we talked about that. That was the old
Yeah.
lady. This is another person that just came
wow.
out that said the man took out of his campaign. He put $54,000 in that campaign and was supposed to get the money back. He didn't get it back.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So, all these, and he's got all these, and what's funny, so here's the thing that got it. Apparently, it was this young lady and another lady who was taping it from the people's point of view to show that he's a fraud. Because what he does, he preaches like he's preaching at a mega church. He has everybody spread out. And the video it's hilarious when you look at it, when you're from the church, you look at this video, you're like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
It's disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful what he's doing.
I don't know who made him a preacher, man. Actually, I take that back. He probably went online and got it. I mean, because people, you can do that.
Baby powder preacher.
Keep the Lord's name out your mouth.
Oh, man.
He's the Will Smith of preachers.
Oh, shit.
I'm done.
Are you done now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, anywho.
I just want to go to a church so I can watch him try and do that. All right, I'm done. No, I'm not. If I would come to New York, I'm coming to his church. They put his church where his address is. I'm going to his church. I'm a daring to do something like that. My whole thing is the people that keep going to his church, what are you going there for?
True. That's facts. That part.
Like, you're not.
Well, how many people he got? Like 12?
12. And then the 2 they kicked out. So I don't know if they was part of the 12 or did they make it 14? Yes.
Now, are we including the deacons, the deaconesses?
I think that counts.
The associate pastor?
Everybody got a job title.
Damn, man.
Everybody got a job title.
Yeah. So he's really going up in there and putting his hands.
All right, Trulu, that's enough. I'm taking your keyboard. I am taking your keyboard. I'm taking your keyboard. You know, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with how some of these churches are being ran.
I think you could shit. I do too.
I can't. Why do you, I wish I could talk to one of his parishioners and ask him, why do you still go to his church? Because now, actually, I'm going to be honest with you, Trulu. From what I understand, his family, it's only him, his wife, and his kids. Actually, so that's 4 people right there. So it's only really 8 members of the church.
Olivia, come get your uncle. Please.
I just thought about that. There's only like 8 members of the church. Because he got his wife, him kids, and
him kid. Him kid.
So there ain't really nobody there. There really ain't nobody in the church. It's 8 people. 9 people. I counted him as one of his own parishioners. So he got 9 people in the church.
So where's the other 3 at?
His him kids, and him wife. Him kids and him wife.
Oh Lord.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But at the end of the day, because
if you need a good word, read the damn Bible. That's all I'm going to say. Find a church that is going to nurture, not harm, not abuse.
But he's staying relevant. That's the whole thing, and that I guess that's keeping him going. You know what I mean? We're talking about
but the thing is, he's being relevant, but he's being relevant, and people are making fun of him at the same time.
He's finding that way to do so.
So, but the whole thing is, if he was really staying relevant, why don't they just go to his damn church then? So he can build grow. Let the flock grow. Your mother flocker? Let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow.
So, I'll kind of want to take transition a little bit into, I don't know if anybody heard about Brett Favre scheming the government for $8 million.
With the governor's help. You forgot that part?
I was going to leave that out.
Oh, you're going to leave that to me. So you want to leave it out. You're trying to leave it to me. Sitting there, got text messages that were found between the two of them. Now, there's been a couple situations like this. Brett Favre is just one of them. You got the PPP loans that...
yeah, speaking of...
like the Lakers and everybody got. And they paid them back.
But did you hear, not to get off topic real quick, but did you hear about the former police officer that got like $5 million in the PPP loan or something like that? In jail. And she's doing like 15 months.
Yeah.
15 months, but only got to pay back $1 million.
But why isn't Brett Favre in jail?
Why?
Well, I can understand the Lakers, the NFL and the sports teams. They did lose a lot of money because there was no crowds. They had to pay their people. So I understand from that aspect, especially when you're privately owned by a family. I can get that. Because they paid their money back too. So it wasn't like they were taking it and they weren't paying it back. They took the money. Then once they got their numbers back up, they paid it back, which they didn't have to.
But he didn't do that.
No, he didn't. He took the $8 million from the welfare. It was taken out of the welfare.
The TANF program, for those that understand the welfare system, there's different levels to it. TANF, I think that's in regards to cash assistance.
Now, here's the thing. The governor's been found culpable of it, but I'm going to play devil advocate on it. We don't know what the text messages were.
We don't.
So we don't know if Brett Favre asked the governor, hey, do you want to invest in this job thing I've got going? It's going to cost you $8 million or whatever. So we don't know what conversations went on. We just know it was $8 million given to Brett Favre from the welfare program. And that's how it's being portrayed. And now when it came out before, Brett Favre had a certain amount of time to pay the money back, which I think he did. I don't know. I didn't follow it because it's Brett Favre. I could care less. He's retired. Hall of Famer. Care less. But don't know about that part. I really don't. But my concern, the governor. So it's more. That's what I'm saying is, he can't go pull out the checkbook, pull $8 million out of the welfare system and give it to him. So there's other people's heads that should be rolling besides his in Brett Favre.
I'll give you that, but they all need to be in jail.
They need more than that. They need
to including Brett Favre.
They need to put them with everybody else in the welfare place. You know what I'm saying? Put them in the same number with the welfare people and see if they may make it out. Brett Favre might. Don't take the government. Now, like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate in that aspect because we don't know everything. All they said there was text messages between them. How many times have you heard that before? Oh, there was text messages between so-and-so and so-and-so. Okay, but what did they say? You're not telling us anything because it's a case pending. Is it really a case pending?
There should be. We don't know, though.
There we go. So, out of this.
And Olivia, you're right. The government is coming for all the scamming people, scamming and stealing. They especially been doing that especially after they gave up all the billions of dollars in PPP loans. Period, point blank. They coming after everybody.
And you know what's funny about that though? When I think about this, because they keep giving money away. Now they got to figure out how to get the money they gave away to the people.
And get that back. Yeah,
that's all it is.
Because you give me some money and you wasn't supposed to give me no money, I'm not giving that shit back.
Just like there was a family that received $1 million or something like that as a bank.
How many of y'all gonna give back $5 million? If you wake up and you got $5 million in your bank account and you figured out your bank did it in error, how many of y'all gonna get that back?
Anybody?
I'll wait. Because first thing I'm gonna do, I can't tell you what I'm gonna do, but that money, I ain't giving that money back.
Well, and here, like I was about to say, so you had a situation where this couple, they woke up one morning in their account, it was $1 million more than they expected in their account. Coming to find out, it was a mortgage company or something doing a payout to the wrong people. So what did they do? They kindly went and bought people's stuff, gave away money, bought stuff, and then when the bank figured it out, they went after them. And they said, "Oh, we'll set up a payment plan." Then they stopped answering their calls. Then they had the police go to the house they used to live at, and they're not there no more.
Olivia said that she'll give it back. I don't know about that, baby.
I would have a finder's fee. So if it's $1 million, my finder's fee is $999,999.99.
So you only giving back $1?
Oh, a penny.
Oh.
And I will hold the $999,999.99, and I will split it amongst in threes. The Father, the Son, and me. Oh, and the Holy Ghost. So that's 4.
Yeah, I know God is watching, but at the same time, God has bestowed that blessing upon. He blesses the just and the unjust just as righteous.
Pastor Keith Bailey, how are you doing? I see you peeped in. One of the relay ministers out of Baltimore. He has his own church.
I want to get him on the show. I want to ask him a couple questions.
I think he could be the one to help us understand what is going on with the church.
I want to ask you, so pastor, right?
Yeah.
Or bishop?
It's pastor.
Pastor. So Pastor Keith Bailey, reach out to Pocket, please. We want to get you on the show if we could.
And I agree with that too. Anything. So again, like I said, with the comments, we can't see it up here. We're going to read it out. Olivia says, anything meant for us will come, but others need it more honestly is the best policy. See, I believe that, but what I'm seeing is the more people do right, the harder
it is
not to do wrong.
Yeah.
I say that again. The more you do right, it gets harder to not do wrong. In other words, temptation. Some people fail it miserably. Adam Levine failed it miserably.
Why did you go there?
The first example that came in my head. It really the first example that came in. Brett Favre failed miserably. Lamar Whitehead, epic failure. That's what I have to say about that. And I think what it also is, we get caught up so much as Christians, as people, as spiritual, non-spiritual, where we get caught up in what we with the social media influencer disease. What do I mean by that?
Everybody wants to be on a social media influencer
or work for a social media influencer. We get caught up in that rigmarole, seeing the happy people that are traveling all the time. We don't know how much debt they're racking up making all these trips that are not paid for, but they act like they are. We don't know how much debt's racked up there. We don't know. They could be wearing Louis Vuitton and Gucci Prada. I can go Saint Laurent.
A lot of those are good knockoffs, though.
Right, but I'm talking about the ones that claim they have sponsors. And you go to their house, they ain't even got a bed, or they got a bed on the floor. They got an air mattress. So that's what it's come to. We get so flashy. So when we get abundance of money, like that family, they got their money first. They didn't keep it. If you realize what I said, they spread the wealth amongst themselves, their family, and their friends.
Of course.
Which I believe, like you said, anything meant for us will come. So they spread it out. It just so happened the bank. Well, actually, the bank ended up trying to get the money back because they realized the error.
I'm just going to tell Olivia like this. As much as what life has been throwing us curveballs and throwing lemons and stuff like that, it's time for me to make some lemonade. If I get a blessing upon blessing upon a blessing, I'm not giving that back, because then that might be hindering my blessing upon somebody else.
What I always do, and there's people that you verify this too. When it comes to blessings, I do things for people with no expectation of getting things back. And you know what ends up happening? I get a bigger blessing than what I gave. It's just the way that works. So Olivia, I agree with you in that aspect. If that happened to me, I work for the bank error of $1 million. Be honest with you, I ain't keeping it. Stop going to the bank. Hey, y'all made a mistake. You need to fix it.
Well, that actually brings up the next question that I want to ask all of our viewers in regards to accountability. Okay. I think you see where I'm going with this. You know, what is accountability to you, and how do you keep yourself accountable? So, Olivia, let me ask you this question. You said that you would give it back. You mean to tell me if you were struggling, and I don't know, does she have kids?
Yeah, she's kids.
You got kids, married? Okay. So let's just say single mother. That $1 million that you just got is going to take care of how are you going to be accountable to you and your children and God?
And come back with that. That's why I said being accountable. So I guess we can help them by saying what it means to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does accountability mean to you? You know what the saying was? The best ability is availability. The second best ability is being accountable. You know, what is that saying that I'm trying to think of? I was thinking this earlier. I should have wrote it down. What is the integrity? The best show of integrity is when you do what's right, even when no one is watching. That is one of the deepest sayings I've ever heard. That's one of the deepest sayings I have ever heard. Would you say that?
Yeah, to a certain extent, I could agree with you. Let's see what Mike says.
Oh,
good question.
So those of you that know, and thanks for tuning in, Earl. Thanks for tuning in. Why is a single man accountable for a single woman? Michael Hinton, Ron Mike Shoot. And wow.
Then another question: what determines what's right and what's wrong? Keep these questions coming in. I love it. True, stop. They ain't getting nada back. They owe me for putting me through the pain, and that's why I said they ain't getting nothing back. But you know what I mean? Let's go on a deeper level as far as.
So we're gonna answer these questions.
She said she's going to be accountable by calling her bank and confirming and letting them know what happened just to cover her butt.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. You can tell a fan, we kind of have that same. Now, all right, let's knock out these questions. Why is a single man accountable for a single woman? Why is not everyone accountable for themselves?
That part. There's nothing else to be said.
I can't even.
I mean, there's nothing else to be said after that. I mean, at the end of the day, if you can't account for yourself, how can you account for somebody else?
Yeah.
Period, point blank. And then you want to sit back and say men are accountable for their wives. Well, they should be.
Because, okay, so I'm Earl. Like I said, you're
new to
and I like this. I like this interaction. So I'm going to tell you something we talked about before. Remember this? How I said when you get married, it's like this. You have two separate entities, two we'll say entrepreneurs. You're building your lives separately, right? Once you get married,
combining together as a corporation.
you're bringing together as one solid corporation to build an empire. So therefore, you're accountable for each other. Because think about it. If you're married, God forbid your spouse goes down, bills still go on. Things still happen. Life doesn't stop because somebody dies. Great thing with jobs too, right? Your job will send flowers. They even got insurance on you. They'll pay that out, but they're filling your position next week.
Absolutely.
Or tomorrow, if possible.
Absolutely.
Coming to the next question, who determines what's right and what's wrong? So, as they say, the law.
Johnny Law.
The law determines. Lady Justice determines, right? And as we know, depending on who you are and what you got in your pocket, justice is on your side. Society, yes. Society determines it. But a lot of times society's wrong, right? Think about that.
When
Think about
is
that.
society right though? When it comes down to like loyalty, honor, respect. When is society nowadays? When is that right? You can't tell me when there's an occasion when nowadays society is right when it comes to certain morals and values.
I'll tell you one occasion.
In death?
In Texas.
Fuck Texas.
But seriously, the only time society is at its hindrance is when you're born. I'm never going to say death. Earl, we went to 10 Commandments. Oh my, woo. But post that one. So the 10 Commandments. Now, the 10 Commandments, what I will say about that, and I'm glad you brought that up, that is that's one I love to talk about, man. He's in my head.
Well, he's going to have to wait until we come back from this commercial break.
After we come.
Hey, you. Me? Yes, you. Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Hell yeah! GLM Designs can help you with just that. Word? From laptop skins? You lying! Promotional flyers? Yo, son! Promo videos? I need that! OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds. Hey, yo, let me get that! Professional one-sheets and so much more. Oh my god. Please visit our website, I'm on it right now! GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs. Got it! Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World. Follow it! GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to a brand new episode. It's a brand new week, so you know what it is. Brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today?
I'm your host, Kitty. I can't do it.
I'm about to make you. It's cooling off. You're about to get your helmet.
But no, seriously, Bill, which pocket? How are you doing? So, getting back to it, Earl posed the 10 Commandments. So, what I want to say about the 10 Commandments, they were a guide to not cross God. They were a guide not to cross God. And people, to this day, they don't live that. They don't even. If one of the 10 Commandments fell on the ground, they walk over it. Oh my God, he went there. Moral people have the 10 Commandments and non-moral laws. Non-morals have laws.
Oh boy, no, he didn't go there.
I concur. That's all I'm going to say. I'm concur. I agree to a certain extent with that.
Let's read this again. Moral people have the 10 Commandments and non-moral people have laws.
You understand what he's saying? I understand. I believe I understand what he's saying. I'm going to try and interpret it, and early let me know if I got it. Moral people which we consider ourselves morals as Christians, believers in Christ, we consider ourselves the 10 Commandments we live by. Non-morals are your science believers that say we created these laws to live by because they don't believe in God, so they don't believe in the 10 Commandments. So they created their own laws to supersede God's law.
I still see flaws in both.
Oh, there's flaws in both. I went there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still see flaws in both to the point where it's like, okay, I get it, but I don't.
I get what he's saying, and I'm good. The ancient Egyptians. Whoo. So, all right, bro. I got something for you. I'm gonna flip this. You're gonna see where I'm going here. We, as a people, we talk about the Egyptians quite a bit. The Egyptians, but not the Romans.
Well,
we talk about what the Spaniards discovered, but not what the Egyptians have done. Why?
I'm loving this dialogue. What happens if you believe in God, don't believe in certain religions, and also believe in science?
That's what I call a well-rounded individual.
People cross TMH every day. Man-made rules. Everything is a commandment, not a law. Facts.
I can just sit back and let them.
You guys are in. You're proving my point, and I'm not saying nothing.
Now,
Trulu, I agree with you, Mike. Great question. Like you posted right down the line. Like
no. Actually, I want to get to something because I had to find it. So, Maverick City Music and Kurt Franklin came up with a song, and if I want everyone open-minded, open-eared, and go listen to it. It's called "Bless Me." Reason why I want you to listen to it, I want you actually don't even listen to it. Go look up the words for "Bless Me" by Maverick City Music. I want you to look at those words to put things in perspective. And you'll know the perspective I'm talking about once you finish reading the words of the song. I'm not going to read them. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to let you guys go and look at it. It's a song that actually my whole family loves the song. I found it online way before everyone else started getting hip to it. And I like to begin with because I listened to it. You know how I do. I dissect the song. I listen to the words. And I listen to the words first. I'm like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. It really applies. Bless everyone around me, even my enemies.
Yeah, of course. Now, when it comes to, as these youngsters say, the ops, I don't want nothing bad on them. Because at the end of the day, there are certain things that you just can't bring back.
Actually, it's not even that. I would never wish anything bad on somebody that wishes bad on me, because the fact that I have known you to speak my name, that means I made an impact.
Now, I like it for the simple fact that you're literally going to take time out of your day.
Exactly. To speak my name.
Whether it's good, bad, negative, positive, whatever case may be. You took time out of your days. There's 60 seconds out of your day. The disciples all broke some of the commandments and had flaws, but they still followed Jesus and spread the word. Well, that was their job of what they were supposed to.
What was their job?
Spread the word.
No, that was not necessarily their job. After he died, that was their job.
Law is the governing power that directs the movement of a person in place of a thing, just as gravity. You can deny it, but you can't break it or change it. Okay, I see where he's going with that, which is facts. As far as the law, like gravity, that's a law. A commandment is something in regards to
it's a standard.
Yeah,
you can't change
it. Exactly.
Laws can be amended, they can be changed, they can be manipulated. You can't manipulate a commandment. You can try to manipulate it, but it ain't gonna work for you. Honor thy mother and father. Only on days that end in Y.
There's a day that doesn't end in Y.
I don't know any days that end in questions. I don't know any days that end in questions.
Oh, snap-a-roo. Well, folks, man, this has been a great episode. Let's keep it going. We still got some time here. Want to keep you guys interactive as much as possible. Loving the content. Something else I do want to bring up. Lastly, the impact of the Queen.
Or not.
And we'll talk about that when we come right back.
Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for?
And we are back. What's good, folks? What's good? Brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm your host,
Don't
Pocket Kitty. I cannot. It's going to stay in my head for the rest of my life.
Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in to a brand new episode. For those that are just now tuning in, we were just talking about the impacts of life in general, even went all the way and broke it down into the 10 Commandments. How that happened, we don't know. But thank you, Earl, for tuning in. What we want to talk about now is the impact of the Queen.
Or not. I keep saying that. Huh? So, how many actually understood her reign of what she did? I'm quite sure you do, Earl. Some people want to sit there and say, oh, she was one of the best rulers. No, she was ruthless in her early years. Genocide, killing off the Irish, killing off... going after the IRA, bloodthirsty, killing off families. People forgot about that. People forgot how racist she is.
But still, yeah.
I said she is because think about what happened. Why Meghan Markle and her husband had to leave. They had to. They were making it so hard.
Meghan Markle was going to turn out to be the new Princess Di if she stayed.
Yeah,
if she stayed.
They had to leave. They had to denounce the crown to live their lives. And then they were going to make them pay that money. And when they came public with it, the Queen's like, oh, no. We'll just sweep it under the rug. Because she already was the fact that she died, finally. England can now thrive.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, when you say thrive, like, what do you mean? Like, because economically, hear me out, though. Economically wise, the world is going to feel something from this, from an economic standpoint. Don't you know that, I don't know if you know this or not, but England holds and monitors the U.S. silver. We hold their gold. Don't you think shit like that's going to change?
Again, I go back to it. The impact of her dying is going to be great for the world. Because King Charles is already making changes that he wanted her to make that she wouldn't do.
How long is he going to last?
Regardless of how long he lasts, we know that the next reign behind him is brought the same way. You got to remember how defiant he was in marrying Diana. Or Diana, excuse me, Princess Diana. How defiant he was marrying her. And of course, we know what happened. Not everybody's built for it. So, what do we think is going to happen? Nothing. Until somebody, well, they can't get to King Charles. It's not even normal calling him King Charles.
I know, right?
He's been a prince for so
I know,
long.
right? It's
But I think the impact we're going to see. He's already making changes. He's making differences and things like that with the Commonwealth. And we'll see what happens because, like Earl was saying, which you guys haven't seen the British Commonwealth owns 22 of the 54 countries in Africa. Yeah, they do. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. What is Trump? What impact is going to have there? That's what my worldly. I know things are going to be on the up because he's not as close-minded as his mother was. He's not as strict as his mother was. He's more of a people person. How many times did we see him out and about mingling with the common folk?
So you think William is more like the grandmother and Harry is more like Princess Diana?
No, William,
like more of the Harry and Mary, Harry and Meghan. They're more of the people, and Prince Williams is more like the grandmother and the traditional way of how everything was done.
No, because you got to remember, neither of them really they loved the grandmother.
They had to, yeah,
but,
of course.
They didn't agree with the way she did things. Neither of them.
I actually read an article about that. I don't know how true that is, but that I actually heard something about that.
You know what, I saw something about it. Was one of those articles I just read. I was like, oh, really? Why she's not even in the ground yet? You asking for it back?
It's a blood diamond. I want that back. It's legit a blood diamond.
It is. But my whole thing is, what are you going to do with it when you get it back?
It's more so of the principle.
Forget the principle. When I hear it is because of a principle, and this is what I think when I hear somebody say it's a principle. It's just a way of saying because. That's not an answer to me. Tell me the principal reason you want the 500-carat diamond. Are you going to split it amongst the people that have no food, no water, bad water? No, you're not. You're just going to put it in the museum. So what's the principle? To put it in a museum, this is the 500-carat diamond that was in the crown that the queen had. Okay. That's the way I'm coming at that.
But just like he says, it belongs to them. So why not want it back?
I guess y'all are missing the point of what I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't belong. What I'm saying is, what are you going to do with it? If you're going to put it in a museum and not give it back to the blood diamond, so it should go to the people. That means they should be able to get reparations off that diamond. Am I right or wrong? That's what I'm saying. If you're going to give this diamond back, it goes to a museum. So what did you accomplish putting it in a museum? You're thinking like I am, Mike. You're thinking exactly how I am. And yeah, it is their business, Earl. You're right. It is their business. But at the same time, look at the history of Africa, how racist they are any damn way. People only talk about South Africa. Do you know, as a and a Black American, don't dare call yourself African American and go to Africa. They're gonna tell you go back where you came from. They don't want you there. Especially when you say, "Oh, my people, your people in America, man. They've been there for how many years?"
See, that's the shit that starts fights. But that just lets you know that there's racism amongst our own kind. There's racism amongst our.
We will talk about that another day. We're not going to bring that up now. We're not going to bring that up now. That's funny. Actually, unless y'all tell me y'all want to talk about it, I have no thing to talk about that. I really didn't, because it's one of the most not talked about things, and I hate that.
He brought up Woman King, the Woman King movie. I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to.
Thank you, Earl. I wanted to talk about that. I actually forgot.
We'll talk about that next week. I want an opportunity to go and watch that first. And
you know what? What's funny, all this talk about today.
Yes, Trulu, you're right. You're right.
You know what's funny? There is a special day today. Now, I'm not talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire, okay? Let's just get that out there right now. I am not talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire. Today is National Grateful Day.
I'm grateful for y'all. Every last one of y'all, I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for the upbringing that I have. Not had because I'm still evolving. I'm grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for the opinions that we get on a daily basis. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful that my kids have made me into the father that I am. I'm grateful that my wife is my filter.
Sometimes.
So Earl, for what I heard, it's basic facts for that movie. It's not all factual, kind of like what was that movie about the Michael Oher, The Blind Side?
Oh,
How they made it Hollywood special. So I do want to still see it, but I don't know how I'm not going to be judgmental watching it. Does that make any sense?
yeah, of course.
But I do want to watch it. There's a few movies out there I actually want to see.
Well, folks, last thing that I want to touch on before we get up out of here, it was supposed to be a big fight this past weekend. And I'm not talking about Canelo Alvarez either. But this man right here, because he had to go out of town, put a call in the Buffalo Wild Wings, and had a fight canceled. He killed the queen, y'all, and had the fight canceled.
See, I thought
I'm talking about the Clarissa Shields fight. See, now it's been rescheduled to October 15th, which I don't mind either because that's a great day for boxing because in the morning I could wake up and watch Clarissa Shields whip some ass, and then later on that evening I could go ahead and watch Deontay Wilder handle his business. But you didn't have to do that, man.
See, what had happened was.
See, there goes what had
if
happened.
If the fight would have happened, I would
What
have
had
laid over and I would have missed it.
So that's on you. I would have gave you the highlights.
I don't want highlights. I wanted to see because that fight card is all women. You have two bona fide bangers going up, and now he's only talking about one fight. I'm talking about the Bumgardner fight as well. There was two bangers going up. I mean, Bumgardner and I can't think of her name.
Meyer.
Michaela Meyer don't like each other.
Neither does Clarissa Shields.
Well, Clarissa Shields doesn't like the fact that Katie, I about to call her Katie Taylor. See, I almost messed up. She doesn't like her because she's living off of beating her in the amateurs. That's the only person that ever beat her. Now, the whole thing is, Clarissa Shields is actually coming in a slight underdog because she's smaller, has a shorter reach, and we know she has a bad temper. Is that an advantage? Not necessarily in boxing.
Either way it goes, I still want to see the fight. You didn't have to push the call in the B-dubs, man.
Well, you know what?
And then of all calls to put in, you're like, well, just kill the bitch.
Well, I didn't say it. I just said, make her go to sleep. A nice long sleep. Tell her to go towards the light. Stop running from it. Go towards it. It's about time. I mean, it took Betty White before her, man. Betty was supposed to reach 100.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Well, folks, the Clarissa Shields fight's been rescheduled to October 15th.
But you know what? You hadn't even realized, and I didn't even tell you this on purpose. Carter Stevenson fights this weekend.
I know.
And against Conceição.
Say that 3 times fast.
I am not even going to try. And apparently
they don't like each other. They don't like each other.
No. The thing is, people are starting to hate Shakur because he's playing that villain role.
Good. I like him.
And Conceição said, "Don't be surprised when it's an upset." So we'll see. Everybody talks trash to Shakur Stevenson and ends up eating their words.
Everybody got a game plan until they get hit in the mouth twice
or knocked through the ropes
twice. Well, folks, great episode. I'm glad that you guys tuned in today.
Well, we didn't even finish about the snooze fest that happened last week.
Oh, you want to bring up Canelo? I was trying to avoid that.
I'm not. Now, I will say this: pound for pound, he's one of the greatest fighters. He's the best fighter right now. He's the most active. How many champions has Deontay Wilder beat? How many champions? That's a question Shields beat. How many champions? I'm just gonna go down the line until you give me an answer. I mean, any day now.
Make your point.
How many champions has Tyson Fury beat?
1.
Wrong. 2.
Oh,
Klitschko.
forgot about Klitschko.
That's where he won the belts when he hit himself.
Yeah. You're right about that.
So in saying that, he is the most active, unheralded champion out there today. No doubt about it. Until we get the mega fight that may happen in December, he's it. And even then, it still doesn't equal his resume. His resume, up and down. Look at everybody he's fought. Yeah, he lost to Bivol, but was he really going to win that match? Taller, stronger, jab. He knew what to do to keep him off him.
I don't care about Canelo.
I care about boxing. He's great for boxing. He's been the most active fighter. 4 fights in 11 months, 3 of them with a broken hand. Now he's taking time off to get his hand fixed. Finally.
Good. Let's see who the next one is.
No, you've got to be active. That's my only thing. These fighters nowadays are so worried about their zero. They're so worried about money. Why? If you fight consistently and more, guess what's going to come?
Money.
As one of my
injury, CTE, and all kinds of other brain damage.
well, you're going to get that regardless. Especially if you get hit by Deontay Wilder, you ain't going to know what they. Same thing with Canelo Alvarez. He'll break a rib with them body punches. He's done it. He's broken people's. He busted somebody's their tendon in their arm by hitting him in the arm. So you take a risk every time you go out there. Every time you don't go out there, you're not making money. You're losing fans. Just get in the ring. Do the Devin Haney, as I say. What does that mean? Devin Haney said, you know what? I'm going to go to Australia. I'll take the less money. I'll sign a 3-fight deal. Oh, and I'm taking the belts. Don't believe me? I'm just going to use one punch the whole match. And see if you can buy it. It works. It works. So, folks, that was my soapbox for Canelo. And if anybody want to dispute him being the best, I'm open to it. But I will start listing off champions. How many O's has he taken? How many zeros has he taken? Unheard of in this day and age. Because he don't care. He'll fight somebody. Now, if you want to say he's ducking, who is he really ducking? Who is on his level for him to duck? Nobody. Now, I will say he should fight David Benavidez. He's mandatory, which I think they're going to make him the mandatory for him to fight. And that's going to be a hell of a fight. Because guess what Benavidez fought? Bivol. And where's Benavidez from? Right here, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yep. Anyway, folks. Oh my God, it's been a great episode. Probably one for the books. I think we should mark this one to relaunch.
You didn't even relaunch one last week.
I didn't. Anywho, thanks for tuning in this week, folks. Make sure you tune in each and every week. Every Wednesday, 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast.
Remember the word.
Accountability.
The best ability next to availability. We out. Anchor Radical Mike. I can tell you all about conspiracy. I'm going to look him up real quick on YouTube. Earl Hinton. I feel like I know him from somewhere.
We're not ending.